damn it. Hello dear friends and welcome back to a new video. A little while ago I made an unboxing video of a plastic kit manufactured by Wargames Atlantic, and I'm talking about the Einherjar. After opening the box I instantly fell in love with these miniatures, so much that I also decided I would do a painting tutorial on how to paint the Einherjar. And this is exactly what I'm going to do here on this video. Precisely, I will try to replicate the exact same color scheme that you can find on the box art of these miniatures. But let me make a little disclaimer here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find on the box or in the Wargames Atlantic website the list of color that they have used to paint the Einherjar. And so I had to try and guess what kind of color could fit best to replicate this exact color scheme. But unfortunately, the tones aren't exactly the same. So do me a favor, go down in the description if you want, and maybe write down there what kind of color you think are the best to be used to replicate this exact color scheme. That will make me very happy, and maybe we can exchange some opinion here. And so, with this little disclaimer out of the way, let's go to the hobby table so that I can show you how to paint the Einherjar from Wargames Atlantic. First of all, the colors. These are all the colors that I have used for this painting tutorial. You can find a list with all of them down in the description of the video. As a first step, I have primed the miniature with Mechanicus Standard Grey. This way, I have primed the model and also base coated the armor, making the process way quicker. Next step is painting the military fatigues, and so I've painted two thin coats of Celestra Grey. And now I'm painting the fur around his neck with some Rakarth flesh. After that, I've painted the belt, the pouches, the gloves and the boots with some Vallejo black. On the back of the boots there are two straps that keep the shin guards in place, and since they aren't shown on the box art, I decided to paint them brown with the Citadel paint Rhinox hide. And for the skin tones of the cheeks and the lips, I've used Cadian Fleshtone. For this particular dwarf, I decided to paint his beard orange using Jokaero orange, but you can paint however you like, there's no right or wrong. At this point, I also decided to paint the eye lenses with some Caliban green.
Then I began to paint the metal parts, starting with the gold belt buckles and decoration of the helmet. I've used Retributor armor for this purpose. For the knives and the rifle, I'd use some lead belcher. And now that the base coated is completed, it's time to shade the model. Starting with the fatigues, I've mixed one part of Lahmian medium with one part on Fenrisian grey to create a blue tone grey wash. For the beard, I've used some Fuegan orange. For the armor and the fur on his shoulder, I've mixed one part of Army Painter's Strong Tone with one part of Quickshade Mix and Medium. Then I've applied it on the model. And for the metallic parts, I've used some Reikland Fleshshade for the gold parts, and Null Noil for the steel ones. Since I didn't want to paint every single part of the fur around his neck, I've just dry brushed it with the Pallid Witch Flesh color. And now I've started to layer the model, avoiding to cover the darkest recess of it. With my Ulthuan Grey, I've layered the military fatigues. And with Mechanicus Standard Grey, I have layered the armor. When it comes to layering metallics, Darkstar is the best brand in my opinion. And so, for the steel parts I've used Old Silver, and for the gold parts the Darkstar color Royal Gold. Now it's time to highlight the details. Starting with the beard, I highlighted with Troll's Lair Orange. Then I wanted to focus on the eye lenses. First of all, I have painted a very small dot of Warpstone glow in the center of each lens, and then an even smaller dot with a little bit of Moot green. For the final edge highlight, I have used some Dawnstone on the edge of the armor. The last thing to do is to paint the base. First of all, I have painted the side of the base with some black paint. And then I have applied some Stirland mud texture paint on the top to simulate the ground. After it dried, I washed it with a little bit of strong tone, and then I've dry brushed it with the dry paint Tyrant Skull. And to finish it up, a couple of grass tuft applied with a dot of glue. And this is the model completely finished.
Thank you very much for staying with me, guys. As I said before, I really love these models, and maybe I'm going to buy 3 or 4 more boxes of them, because I really want to make an entire army out of this kit. And I also hope the Wargames Atlantic is going to manufacture more things for the Einherjar, maybe a heavy weapon teams, or maybe some heavy machinery, or maybe tanks even, I don't know, I hope that. If you want to, you can leave a like and also writing down on the description what you think about this tutorial. And also subscribe for my channel if you want to see more video. Even though this is not a sponsored video, I would leave the link for the Wargames Atlantic website, so maybe you can buy these Einherjar if you really like them. And also you will find all of the link for my social media, for example Instagram. You can follow me on there if you want to see all the miniature that I paint weekly. And so this is the end of the video. Thank you very much for staying with me, and I hope to see you the next time. I'm Corey. Thank you, guys.